Hello, everybody. Let's give people, there's a couple of you here. Go ahead and say who you are, where you're from, because I don't see stuff, right? And then, hey, look, here's a new coffee mug that I got today. If this is your very first time here, make sure that you click the subscribe button and you also hit the bell to get notified whenever I go live again. It's always fun. It's always, I think, informative. And it's always just something. There's always something going on, right? So that is the deal with this channel, right? Also, Kendra, hi, hey, Kendra. And then also go ahead and, well, like I said, tell me who you are, where you're from, if you want to. But also let me know what questions you guys have as we're going through stuff. So today is a little less businessy, sort of, but it's a little bit businessy also. Cecilia, hi, nice cup. Listen, Cecilia, this cup is everything. Woke y'all. We literally, Mike laughed whenever I did this, but we literally walked past an end cap and without even stopping, just whoop, grabbed it, put it in, kept going. Like it was just, and we're grabbing that. No thought about it whatsoever. Like that is my coffee cup. That is mine. Mary, hi Martha from KCMO. Yes. Oh, nice. My sister lives in Olathe. She was just here last week, but she lives in Olathe. So we will be going down there. I think Nora wants to go down there next month. So we might be down there next month. Grace, hi. Hello, Grace. Robin from Violet Hill, Arkansas. Oh, man. I like Arkansas. Arkansas is pretty. I like Arkansas and I like Kentucky. Hey, Martha from ET, Tennessee. What does ET stand for? What is that? Or is it just et? I feel like it's got more to it. Sarah, I can totally visualize you doing that. Yes, please. Right? Okay, you guys, tonight, what we're talking about is how to turn haters into motivators. That's what I do. Not that I always have haters. We're always going to have haters. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. It's not really, I mean, who cares about the haters, right? Like really, at the end of the day, who cares? But whenever you experience something that feels like, I don't know, as an adult anyway, where it could feel like bullying almost and haterdom. When you experience something that could feel like that, there's a couple of different reactions that you can have. And I think that there's a few phases of those reactions that you go through. One of the reactions, and one that I had just yesterday, was shock. First, it was shock because of the things that I heard that they were saying. And I was like, it almost felt like they were, like they were talking about somebody completely different. Like, do you know who, not like, do you know who you're talking about? Not like that, but like, have you ever seen me talk about anything? Have you seen me cry about stuff that's super important? Have you seen me talk about loving each other in a very transparent way? For you to like have seen that and then turn around and say like these hurtful things, it was just like, what on earth? So here, hold on. Let me get back to these things here. Heidi, hey Martha, I'm in Northwest Arkansas. All right. Hey, from snowy Michigan. Oh man, it is snowing. Mary, we don't want to deal with them, but still stings when they say ugly stuff. That's the thing, because we're humans, right? And we have hearts. And I talk to a few, like I have distributor friends, I have star friends, I have senior star friends, I have executive friends, silver friends, gold friends, platinum friends, diamond friends, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond friends. Okay? We run the gamut of everybody, right? Like I've got friends all over the place, right? So I was talking to an RCD friend of mine today, and they were like, it just don't even listen to that mess. Just don't even listen to it, because it is unfortunately how some people just are. Like the people that I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. Some people apparently are just that way and are already it's already been noted in the public persona, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been around long enough, but it's already been noted publicly that these folks are that way anyway. So that helped a lot, because I was like, okay, so it's not necessarily about me. It's more about them, which is typically the case anyway, right? It's more about whenever haters start saying things, it's more about what you represent to them that they're missing, right? It's something that they're not doing that you're representing, and because they're not doing it, they have to take action in some way. So if they're not doing that thing, then the only thing that they got is to talk some smack. That's all they got. That's all that they can do, is try to berate you or tear you down, not to your face, not to you, because they won't come to your face. But they would try to berate you and tear you down in another place, right? Because that's all they got. That's all they got, right? Because they're not going to beat you. They're not going to beat you, right? Because they're not doing anything. So that's just what it comes down to. And I'm not even talking about last night specifically, the situation that happened with me. I'm saying in general, that's the case. That's all they got. Whenever people are talking smack about you guys, that's all they got. Whenever people are successful and when people are happy, they are not going to be talking smack about somebody else. Okay? They just won't. All right? Because they don't have time for it. They've got better things to be doing. Okay? It's not a like wallow in the mucky muck. Nobody has time for that whenever you're making things happen, okay? Let me see. Cecilia, we got you, girl. Sarah, I wish you could have seen my double take when you messaged me. So let's talk real quick about the types of people that are, well, let's just talk about what they've gone through, because I've talked about the experience and what that's like. But now let's talk about the person themselves and what that's saying about the person themselves, because the hurt feels bad. And I think it probably, because we're all human, they probably don't feel great about doing it. Like, let's be very real. They probably don't feel great about doing it either, but now they have to, you know, the expectation has been set that now they feel this way. So now they have to embody that thing, right? Like, they may not even feel good about continuing to do that, but maybe they just don't feel like they're in a place where they could grow past it. I don't know, whatever. But let's talk about what that could be. Mary Kay, green-eyed monster, jealous of others' success. That's it. It happens, but like, unfortunately, what I'd like to do is I'd like to turn it on its head a little bit, right? I would like to love them instead. I would like to bless and release. I would like to honor the pain that they must have in themselves. And that's not me being saucy. Like, sometimes I get saucy and sarcastic. I'm not being saucy and sarcastic right now. I want to honor that place in them that is hurt, because there is a place in them, you guys, that is empty or that is hurting, or that they have had that happen to them. And that behavior was modeled to them. And then that's the only thing they know, is to pass it on to somebody else. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's easy for me to love that person and be like, touch with love, right? Just imagine the person and touch them with love, right? Because I can't imagine that feels good. I can't imagine that, from what I hear from whatever, that this is an ongoing thing. And I can't imagine that cycle feels good. And I want better lives for people, right? So I want to see their hurt. I want to see their pain. I want to be able to sort of just, I want to be able to pray for them. I want to be able to be okay with the lashing out that happens, because it's not about me. And it's never, You guys, when people lash out at you, it's not about you. It's not. And the easiest way to be okay with that, the easiest way to be okay with that is to look at that person like a 3-year-old. And I'm not being a jerk. Like, look at that person like their 3-year-old self. Their self that like hadn't this, like, whatever happened to them hadn't happened yet, right? Like, they're just this carefree kid running around and, you know, all of these dreams and all of this stuff, and their garbage baggage had not happened to them yet. Look at them like that version of themselves. Look at them at the best, as the best version of themselves. And I can be okay with whatever comes out of their mouth about me. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it because I know it comes from pain. And I wouldn't want to live like that. And I feel bad that they have to. I'm going to be honest. I feel bad. Let me see. Take the high road. Kenda, yep. Hurt people. Yes. Yeah. Mary Kay, yes. Kendra, especially when they don't even realize they're doing it. Right. Sarah, I'd rather take an outsider peeing in my pool than someone that's supposed to be one of us. Those people know better. It's easier to excuse and forgive ignorance. Mary Kay, they may be repeating what they have seen/learned in childhood. You guys, that's what we do. That's what we do. We are modeled behavior the same way that I talk about us modeling behavior as leaders, right? For our teams and for the communities around us, and modeling the behavior of a strong person that walks in love and are running these businesses, but not being weird and salesy and stuff. We model that behavior because we show people what that looks like. So then they can say, oh, that's what that looks like. I could totally do that, right? They were modeled likely, okay? I'm going to say likely. They were likely modeled behavior that looks very similar to what's happening to people around them, right? That's what they saw, so that's what they do. I still do it. There's behavior that my parents did that they modeled to me that I still do sometimes. It's like it's what happens, right? And that's where we have to be able to like stop, get in the moment, like in the moment, right? Breathe right into the moment and then work from that space. But now I want to, Sarah, the innocent 3-year-old versus holy terror 3-year-old. I get that. That's what Jesus said. If you don't have the faith of a child, you will not enter the kingdom of God. Right. We have to see each other, man. Whether people in all of their humanness, I've hurt people. I'm not going to say that I haven't. I've absolutely hurt people. I used to have a very sharp tongue, okay? Really have hurt some people in the past, okay? And sometimes it comes out. None of us are perfect. We have our stuff, right? We all have our stuff. We're not walking around, holy martyrs and stuff. But we work on it. And then when other people show us their humanness, then we just give them grace, right? We give them grace. I felt some pain last night. I got mad last night. I got frustrated last night. My feelings got hurt last night. And I worked from a space of a kid with their feelings hurt. Let's call it. I will own the fact that I was working from a space of a kid that got their feelings hurt. And I was, like I was feeling a certain kind of way. And then I worked through that finally. And now I'm at a place where I'm turning that energy around. That same hurtful energy can then be transmuted into something else, which is what we're going to talk about here in a second. So the bullies, let me know any like stuff that you're saying. Sarah, life and death is in the tongue. Yes, exactly. So bullies and haters, like I said, were hurt at some point. But another thing that I wanted to mention is that I really do believe that everybody is doing the best that they can with what they have. I really do believe everybody is working from a place of positive intent. I don't ever want to think that somebody is coming from a space of malicious intent. That being said, none of us have the same situation in our lives, in our DNA, in our, families and whatever. None of us have the same situation, right? So I just choose to believe that everybody around me is doing the best that they can. And it helps me love them more. It helps me, besides like the 3-year-old version of themselves, it helps me to love them more when I know, like, you're doing the best that you can. I know that you are, because I believe that everybody tries to. I think that some people have gone through more personal development than other people. Yeah, that's true. That absolutely helps, but that doesn't negate the fact that somebody is still trying hard to do the best thing that they can. Because you guys, we're moms, right? We're modeling stuff to our kids. We're showing our kids what's okay. We're showing our kids how to be successful. We're showing our kids how to show up in a world that is not really wanting people like us right now. Like whenever we look at, the big five and the corporations and stuff like that, they're not really interested in people like us being around and talking about the things that we talk about. We're showing our kids how to show up authentically in that world. And it takes a lot to be able to do that. So it's just best that we're not also turning on each other, because it's unfortunate. It's just really unfortunate. Sarah, because you have feelings, it's also a lot easier to write up when your tribe rises around you. I bet these people don't have a tribe that will do that for them. Well, I hope, I just can't help but think that, like, that they're in a bad place. You guys, like, between me and you, like, I can't help but think they're in a bad place. And I feel awful for them. So I don't even feel bad for myself anymore. I don't. I'm over it. It's not about me, right? Cecilia, we can choose to speak life over them. I remember them being happy and fulfilled. There, let's do that. Everybody post a comment about either your own haters and bullies or whatever. Post something empowering that you choose to speak life over them, something that you choose to speak life over the people. So I know there's 17 of you on here. I want to see you guys typing. Put in your comments. I want to see them. I'm going to read them too. I remember when these people felt safe and felt secure and felt loved and felt like enough. I remember when these people felt like enough. Mary, yes, they have things going on in their lives that we just don't know about, and then they just strike out. That's something that I learned in therapy. So I definitely, oh, that's funny. I told you guys to type in comments and 2 people left. That's hilarious. Okay. So something that I learned in therapy, which I am a huge proponent of therapy, by the way, it is great. Something that I learned was that things pile up, and then that thing that, like, is the straw that broke the camel's back it's all on top of all of these straws. So as you have these stigma and these different things that happen to you throughout the day in different circumstances and situations and yada, 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 they pile up and they pile up and they pile up and they pile up. And then it's the small thing on top that just lights the fire, right? And it's just like, that's the whole thing is, they may have been upset about one little tiny thing, but it was because of all of this mounting stuff behind it. It might be the case. Kendra, I always remember arguments nor hearts were ever won in a Facebook thread. LOL. If their relationship is one I value, it's time for a face-to-face conversation. Yeah, definitely. Sarah, I remember when these people felt encouraged and empowered. Ooh, I like that. Angie, I remember when these people had pure hearts and gave and received love unconditionally. I vote victory over their personal peace. Woo! You guys are giving me goosebumps. Giving me goosebumps. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is to bless and release. And somebody suggested these oils to me earlier today when I was feeling a certain kind of way. And it was release and journey on. Release obviously is great, and we all know that, right, Angie? Angie and I are a big fan of release. Release and journey on. So those are two things that are helpful whenever you're dealing with these feelings, like whenever you get hurt or you feel hurt because of something that somebody has said. And then what Mike and I use is believe with our affirming statement. So we have our different affirming statements, but we use believe. It's an AFT thing that Heather Harbaugh, it's my statement from my first AFT that I ever had with Heather Harbaugh, who's amazing, by the way. Love her, love her. But I developed an affirming statement then, and I say it every single day, and it's with believe, and it's everything. It's everything. Sarah, Kendra, one time in elementary school, I was running for class president or something similar. I don't even remember. I got in trouble for bribing. Oh no, my classmates with candy bars, but really I was just trying to think out of the box and incentivize the behavior I liked. Oh, you were on the right track. Aw, how embarrassing though. Sarah, I very much sweat the small stuff. That be me. Robin, I have a lady who does church with me who needs my grace and example of mercy every time I see her. It is more about Christ than about me or her. Love them, bless them, obey God, and let it go. That's it. That's it, right? That's it. Angie, release and believe are a whole game changer. Right? They are. Kendra, what an embarrassing story. Haha. Let's not look into the politics of that. Sarah, journey on is one of my top 3. When we were originally told it was going to be limited quality, I may have hoarded 13 bottles. It's fantastic. I love it. Oh, I almost tried to swipe that like it was a phone. Wow. Robin, believe is my AFT affirmation statement oil. Yes, I love it. I love it. So now what do we do with that, right? So now we talked for 22 minutes about the pain, loving the person that I don't even want to say inflicted, just loving the person, period. Loving the person. We talked about the pain. Now, what do we do with all of that energy? Because that's still like it's creating something like an energy within you. And what I do is I turn superhuman. And that's what I did today. And I've already messaged some people and said like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight or not because I got something in the works. And that's what I always do. Like it's when stuff comes at me, it's almost like it comes at me and then like just sending it right back. And I mean, not back in like in a violent way, but like I shield myself from it. And then the energy like transmutes into something good and I send it back out. That's what I mean. It's like money laundering, but with energy. Right? So it's like the money comes in and then it goes out, totally different money, right? The energy comes out, I clean it up and I send it back out in a good way. So what we want to do is we want to transmute it into an igniting fire, into something that is going to help the collective, because that's a really, really, really intense and strong energy to work from. That sort of like pain and anger creates like it's a big energy, and to be able to shift it and then make something good out of it, you can make something awesome out of it. Okay, if you do not sit and linger in it and let it sort of like I feel cruddy, like it's, you know, who wants to do that? So who has time to do that? Also, but what we do is we take it in, we're like, okay, cool, transmute it out. And let me see, Kendra, it's hard for me. I'm such a deep empath and highly sensitive person. Yes, me too. Brittany, Kendra, yes, me too. We're all some feeling folks here. We are some feeling folks here. So the questions that you would ask yourself, listen to me here, write them down. Do you have your notebooks? Get notebooks. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Robin, use the situation as a catapult and catalyst for change in our life. Yes, I'm going to tell you 3 questions. I'm going to give you 3 questions. Whenever you feel somebody throwing some bad vibes your way, or when you just feel judged, it doesn't matter if somebody even did it to you. If you're feeling that way, we're working with that energy. We're working with the feeling itself, and we're switching it back out, okay? So I gave you 30 seconds. Okay. Here are your 3 questions. Number 1, how can I do more? And what I mean is by that is, how can I do more for my team? How can I do more for my family? How can I do more for my community? How can I do more? Because what you want to do is you want to push that back out in a way that is helpful to people around you, okay? You need to get external with this, okay? The energy just can't just sit there, right? Sit and simmer and blah, right? We need to get it. We need to get some good stuff happening. So how can I do more? How can I be better? What are things that what can I look at? Oh, you guys, I learned about myself last night. What are things that you can look at within yourself that can make you a better person? Was there an Achilles heel that you saw whenever that happened? Did you see something about yourself? Did you react in a way you were not proud of? Was there something that happened that you now wish would not have happened? How can I be better? That's a question you legit need to ask yourself every time you feel judged, or every time that you feel bullied, or every time that you feel like somebody is, giving you the bad juju, right? How can I be better? Because it's not about them. We're not changing them. We can't change them. We can pray for them and we can wish them the best. How can I be better? Okay. And then last one, how can I serve in a more meaningful way? How can I serve in a more meaningful way? And what does serve sound like to you, right? Like, what does that look like to you? Is that being able to, for me, it's being able to show people different ways to grow. And really what that means is to further the mission of getting oils in every home. How can I add ways to be able to do that? What are different ways that we can do that? So we've got a plethora of things to choose from. So not, one person, it's not just one way that we do everything. There's like many different ways that we can do this, right? That's my way of serving, right? Robin, use the situation. Oh, I already read that. Mary Kay, turn it around into positive energy. 100%. Yes. Brittany, can you say the second one again? I certainly can. How can I be better? How can I do more? How can I be better? How can I serve in a more meaningful way? Do more and serve in a more meaningful way may look a lot alike, but go ahead and dig deep and try to grab something different with those questions, because you're really trying to like dig, I don't know how to say this, but like dynamically into yourself, into your soul, and see like, let's grab that good stuff and then let's beam it out, right? Like straight up Care Bears. Like, let's just go Care Bear, right? Hashtag Care Bear life. But yeah, so again, how can I do more? How can I be better? How can I serve in a more meaningful way? You guys, haters are blessings. We are blessed by our haters. Our haters, haters is actually even a term that I don't feel totally comfortable with that term, because it's got the word hate in it. So that, I think that's why. But they're blessings, right? They're blessings. They show us things inside of ourselves that still could use some pruning. And then it allows us to love them in a different way, because they're also showing us things inside of themselves that need a little more love. Well, that's okay. Jillian, I signed up ASAP for the channel so I can offer you support. I was one of the 2 that left, but only be able to let you know that I think you're a very special person. Oh, you are sweet. Brittany, haha, Care Bears. Jillian, I know, or I think I know what I did wrong before. I wrote too much. You go over and above and have supported me over and above anything to do with YL. Oh, you are so sweet. Cecilia, God sends them to us to change us. Has nothing to do. I'm going to read it again. God sends them to us to change us. Has nothing to do with them. They have their own journey. Yeah. Yeah. I will accept that growth. I will 100% accept that. I love that. And this whole being a human isn't easy. Right? It's not easy. The good news is we have each other. The good news is we've got friends around us, like here and, you know, in Gold Getters and quite frankly, Team YL, all of us, we're all doing this thing. We're all meaning to do well, right? We all mean to do the right thing and to bring Gary's mission to life, Gary's vision to life. We all mean that. And I'm thankful to be, I've made so many, let me know if you have too. I have made so many amazing, life-changing, lifelong, I'm certain, friends since I've started Young Living, and it's only been a year. There are now relationships that I haven't had this transparent and authentic of actual relationships with people in a very long time. Not even with people that I worked with and stuff like that, like people that I would see all the time. I have better relationships now with people in Young Living than I have ever had in my entire life. I am massively thankful to Young Living for offering what they offer and for also having their own bat signal be something that attracts the people I love. Mary, amen, Cecilia. Sarah, hashtag Team YL, hashtag Usline. Sarah, hashtag because of Gary, hashtag because of Martha. That makes me so uncomfortable. I feel like that puts me up with Gary, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. That makes me very uncomfortable. Yeah. So you guys, it's Saturday night. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's go for another minute or so. If you guys have stuff you want to say. I said it, I own it. All right, Sarah. I said what I said. It's like that GIF from Nene Leakes on Real Housewives. That's one of my guilty pleasures, you guys, is Real Housewives of pretty much anywhere. I haven't watched them in a really long time. But Real Housewives of Atlanta used to be one of my favorite because they get so saucy. And it, since I don't really get that saucy in my own life anymore, it's sort of funny to watch other people get saucy. Oh man. Robin, we can learn to love them like Jesus. It helps us to become closer to God and more like Christ. It is so hard to be a woman and human, right? I want friends who push me to be better. Iron sharpeth iron. Yes. Brittany, I have a hard time not going too far in believing the haters and damaging my self-confidence. I know I can do better than get defeated. Brittany, do you have people around you that you can chat with like this? You should get a YouTube channel and just chat with people. Or do you have people that you can chat with like this? If not, different friends that you've made in Gold Getters. maybe just throw things around with them, or anybody I would say in this live chat right now, if you take down names, would be good to like help chit chat as well whenever you're feeling that way, to give you some perspective. I have fantastic friends that give me phenomenal perspective. My husband is probably the best one, who gives me phenomenal perspective. Like, that's not even, it's almost like I'm looking at something one way, and then it's almost like I'm sitting here looking at something, and it's almost like he takes my shoulders and like takes me 180 degrees and is like, no, look at this. It's not that way. You're not even looking at it right. And I'm like, oh, you're right. So perspective is really helpful, especially whenever you feel hurt. It's really helpful. Come for the oil, stay for the community. Yes. Angie, obviously speech to text doesn't always work, right? Yeah. Brittany, yes, I do. Good. I'm glad you do. Just utilize them. Cecilia, oh, I love it, Sarah. Isn't that cool? Angie, you are there. Own it. Kendra, I've always personally noticed attack when the opportunity for growth is biggest. The spiritual enemy isn't going to go for someone who's not a threat. I thought that same thing today. That's actually what helped me get out of the frame of mind that I was in. Because it was a very like, not today, Satan. It was like a very one of those things where I'm like, you're not stopping this. You're not stopping this train. This train's headed for glory, right? You're not stopping this train. You can do your best. But you're not stopping this. Sarah, anyone can message me. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Mary, that is so true, Kendra. Yes, it is. Well, you guys, I love you so much. You have an awesome Saturday. Robin, anyone can message me for a different perspective. I am a pastor's wife, so I have many years experience. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Robin. See, look at what kind of growth is happening in here. This is the kind of, do you see how something that seemed less than fun turned into something that is now supporting each other? And it's just, this is what we do. This is what we do with that stuff. It's what we do with that stuff, you guys. Sean, thanks, Martha. Oh, well, of course. Good to see you, Sean. All right, you guys. You have an awesome night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.